Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Root Beer here, looking at our second question on the Grade 8 Gauss from 2010. So we're up to question number 2, as I say, and let's take a look. It's a graph question. I think the Grade 7 Gauss also had a graph question for its second question. Maybe I'll go back and check that at some point. But what have we got? The graph shows the length of time it took 5 athletes to run a marathon. Who won the race? So here we have our athletes A, B, C, D, and E. And the bars, if we look on the side, correspond to their times. So, for example, B here, the height of its bar is next to the, is at the same level as the 5, so we read that as it took 5 hours for B to run the marathon. Okay? So we can read from this particular bar chart exactly how long it took each person to run a marathon. We're being asked who won the race. Now, how do you know who wins a race? Well, whoever finishes first. Well, how do you know who finished first? If all we have is the time, the person who finished first is going to be the person with the lowest time. So we don't actually need to read off the specific times. We just need to look for the lowest bar, and that happens to be C. Now, if I take a look, C is about 2.5, and I usually like having something to write down in my notes. So I'll probably say athlete C won with a time of about 2.5 hours. Okay? And if you need to, if you can't make the connection that it's the lowest bar that you need, you can write down each of these times. For example, it took A 4 hours, it took B 5 hours, C is about 2.5, D it took about 3 hours, and E also took about 5 hours to run the marathon. Okay? But, it's not the easiest question, especially for someone who might be a little, not so accustomed to English. Asking who won the race, well, you need to know that that means lowest time. And once we make that connection, well, just reading off the chart is not so bad. So as I already said, C, athlete C, is the winner. And that finishes up question number 2 for us. I'll see you in the next video for question number 3.